they were getting paid to go do, but it's gotten to a point where it's just, I know it's kind of like a love-hate, but is that something that you really enjoy doing, or?
I did enjoy it when I was doing it. However, I tend to be a little conservative. Some of my clients can be really
eccentric.
Yes, and
to say it nicely.
And I do. I do like being different, but I don't do. You have to keep it classy.
Would you do one of those fashion shows? Like Project Runway?
Oh, I would love to do Project Runway. Because I like the challenge.
What would you bring? What would your design aesthetic be?
This is the mother of truth, Baltimore's own magical Negro, your thug unicorn, your Gangsta Goddess, here on Gangsta Goddess Radio on BeExposedRadio.com.
Well, if you needed a minute, I'm here. Hello, world. Hello, world. Hello. Welcome to Gangsta Goddess Radio. This is your Gangsta Goddess. My name is Tracie Jiggets. I am the mother of truth, your thug unicorn, your magical Negro, all things sugar and spice and all things in between. Welcome. Do you believe that it is Monday all over again? Like they just keep coming. The Mondays,
child. I wanted to stop because that's not a
like maybe can we get 2 Sundays one week or something? But no. The Mondays keep coming.
Like clockwork.
And exactly. So now I am in this place where I had to work today. Go figure. All early in the morning. Poor True. He don't even understand the rush factor when I wake him up. He just be like, turn. Okay, let me put this sock on. It's a lot happening. Trying to pray over the baby. Throwing lavender, sage all on the baby. I know he think I'm good and crazy, but I can't send him in the world unprotected.
That's my mother that burning holy oil. Hey, Mom, that burns my skin. I just got to shape up. That burns.
Please stop. But no, you have to. I am big on making sure I bless and prepare myself before I leave the house. Making sure I bless and prepare my son. I'm really big on making sure the space that I'm in, prayers, ancestors, let's just send all of the good vibes up and pray that we are protected. So so Monday morning, it has been rough. And real quick, y'all probably don't even want to hear about this, but my car just continues to not want to start. So I am calling roadside assistance, and you know what, roadside assistance.
Being an adult and having AAA, yay!
I think this just roadside. I wish I had AAA, because roadside assistance, they will leave you there to die. I was and it's hot outside, so I'm sweating. I'm just serving. Oh my God, it was terrible.
Glossy
I'm serving chain gang glossy, not even no sexy glossy, some old dusty glossy. So, but thankfully, I went to the local auto parts specialist, and they told me I needed a new battery. And of course, it's like always something else, because I'm sure not even just black women, but men can understand. You think you got it together, you done did your little budget, and this gonna go here, and he like, no.
Gucci, baby.
Yes, you're gonna need a new battery. So it is a constant struggle. But it does not have to leave you flustered. No. It does not have to. You move on. There are bumps in the road, and that's what I'm learning. I have a really great ability to just say, fuck it.
And I'm telling you, Miss Tracie, and it's not a lack of concern.
Exactly.
But I'm telling you the peace that comes over your life when you say, Fuck it.
So that is where I am as things continue to float in and out of my life. So we are in the studio live in full effect. This is what I need you to do. I need you to either go to beexposedradio.com and log on for Gangsta Goddess Radio, or you can go to the local YouTube, type in Be Exposed Radio, Gangsta Goddess Radio, and you will see me streaming live. I wave at y'all and stuff. I blow kisses. Mwah, mwah, mwah. And because many people ask me, I never am able to get on. Try it. If not, go to YouTube, Gangsta Goddess. We are in full effect. And we are doing great things here at Be Exposed Radio. Our show Weird just had their 1 year anniversary. And if you have never had the pleasure of listening to some weird radio, you should tune into that, because I promise you will chuckle. I am joined in the studio. He comes in like an angel, like a just Nate from the Artist Exchange. Say hello.
How you doing?
Oh my goodness, I love it. And I have my engineer. I have to shout out my engineer. Hello, Jabril. He's in there. He's responsible for all the sound effects that you hear. And without him, I wouldn't have this fake ass applause. So I just am, Thanks, Jabril. So we are in the studio, and what are we going to talk about today? We're going to hit up some hot topics, because there are some things, because so much have been going on with the violence, and especially the violence video?
No, I have not.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Fergie has a video, MILF.
Yeah. And they mad.
And yes, so if anybody who does not know what a MILF is, what's a MILF, Nate?
It's a mother I would like to fondle.
Fondle, okay, or any other F word
you were
that
nervous.
you want to replace. I like the way you, even though we was cursing in the first segment, we just let it out. But this, okay, we're gonna be professional now, and it is a mom I'd like to fondle.
Cause you still gotta give respect. It's somebody's.
Yes, it is. Yes, a MILF. Yes, so these women's are out here and they're saying, you know, I'm over 40.
Right.
I am still sexy. I still got it. And y'all gonna hear me. And I've always been a semi-fan of Fergie's. So I can't be a whole fan because I'm really not invested enough.
But she's over 40.
But she does come out with some things. Now, the video is a little bit racy. If you have a moment, go ahead and Google, YouTube the video, Fergie, MILF. But she features a lot of other MILFs in the business. So Sierra's in there. One of the models, is it Teagues? Is it? It is a host of Kim Ass is out.
Yeah.
Because she can't, I just believe that's in her contract.
They can, though.
Look.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be there, my ass is coming with me and it needs its own spotlight. And if that's what you like, you know what I'm saying? If I had paid that much money for my ass, I would probably walk ass first too.
She said it's real.
That means I would moonwalk everywhere. Yes, I would just be moonwalking. Everywhere. So we have this video. The beat is, I mean, I like the song. Like I'm not, sometimes a part of me, and this is the Black womaness, that part of me, I feel the appropriation of it oftentimes. So I find myself like, I can't judge this woman like it's almost she hacked every style that is from Negro culture. But can I really judge? Is that what's in her? Like, is that, I don't know. So I find myself on the fence.
She's been dealing with Missy and other Black producers and writers. So they're infusing who they are in her.
And yes, I agree.
We can't be mad because she's going to the right people.
Well, it is. It's a nice song. It's a people are calling the video too racy. You know, she's doing too much. And I'm like, well, go for it.
She a grown ass woman.
And you got Kim's ass. So just take it for what it is and go live your life. So we have Fergie, and shout out to you, Fergie. You're welcome on the show anytime. We can talk about all these things because you are out here doing it. But the video is visually stimulating. Yeah. I will say that. Her videos are always that energetic. Yes, it is. It's bright. But yeah, it's bright. Upbeat. It's throwing milk. She's breastfeeding. I mean, come on now.
She's covering topics.
What else do you? Yes. So shout out to Fergie and all you people who are upset. I say to you, have a seat.
Have a seat.
Have several seats.
Go to the biggest arena you have and have a seat in every seat.
Every seat. Yeah, sit in all the seats. And when you are done, come talk to me and see how you feel. But that's where we are right now. You damned if you do, you damned if you don't. If she was closed, then they'd be saying, she need to loosen up more. So I just battle with that.
But it's not.
I know that sound. That's the sound of my people. Yeah. Oh, but she's not my people. Yeah. Oh, but I still like it. Oh, what am I going to do, Lloyd? I got to choose a side. So that is, so that is just my journey. I don't know if anyone else feels that way. That might have been too much information, but I do find myself struggling like that with a Fergie, with a Gwen.
But they all look at the sequence. They all do Black producers. When I do them, I don't know if they're doing them.
Well, I don't know if they do them.
They're paying producers and such and they're all normally from that same tribe of individuals.
So you're gonna create a certain sound
Yeah.
if you go to them.
And they've been making that sound since they came out. Well, they didn't make it, but that's the sound they've been using since they came out.
Exactly. So I'm here for it. I watched the video. A friend of mine, Torrance, was like, "You got to see this," because they know I love the scandal. But she was giving it, and I was not angry at all. So moving on, because Fergie, you got a lot of time. Next time you get that much time, you got to be in the studio. But shout out to Fergie. So we are what we never got to talk about last week. That has been weighing on my soul.
Need a moment.
Is Miss Kelly Price.
Yes, I wasn't gonna say nothing.
You weren't gonna say nothing.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but I was gonna try to interject it.
For those of you that don't know, Kelly Damn Price. Now let me say this. This is my disclaimer.
Kelly Damn,
if you
I'm
will.
booked Price.
Kelly got me through some awful times in my life.
Yeah, she will make you want to slit your wrist.
That daggone CD. I used to play her CD, light some candles, and literally cry myself. But that music got me through a lot.
If you can't cry, she'll make you cry.
Exactly. So I've been pro Kelly Price for a long time. And then I hear all this talk, Kelly Price. So I'm like, what's going on? So apparently, for those of you that don't know, Kelly Price was asked to perform at a gospel expo.
Yes, ma'am.
So they
emphasis on the gospel.
Yes.
Not on the expo, but
keyword
the gospel.
is gospel.
Yes, Lord.
So they call, did you say yes, Lord?
Yes, Lord.
So they call Kelly Price and they say, hey, won't you come by and do something for us? You know, we like his voice. You had, and I think she even had a gospel album. Did she
had
not?
a gospel. I think she had like some gospel cuts. I don't think it was a full album. But she has gospel music, and she has the BB Wine and CC Wine S type of music.
Okay.
It could
well,
be,
shout out to you for saying cuts, because
Yeah.
I haven't heard nobody say that in a long time.
Sorry,
but
right.
she had some cuts,
Right.
okay. And she came up, and they said, next, Kelly Price. So all the pastors and the deacons, child, they on the edge of their seat, and they like, yes, we about to hear some singing.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I had to do that first. I'm sorry for y'all. That was for yes. Because this number got up there and she sang As We Lay.
Yes, Lord.
I don't know if y'all know about As We Lay.
Apparently we don't.
But As We Lay is a old Shirley Murdoch cut.
Yes.
And it speaks about yes, I said cut too. And it speaks about infidelity, an adulterous relationship. And it is As We Lay, child. And oh my goodness.
Now it's time for us
to say goodbye. Yes, goodbye, baby. So, and that's what they said to her.
She did church.
And the church people just were not having it. So when she got off stage, the next person said something that she felt was a little offensive to her, as if she should not have, no one should have said anything. But my thing is this.
But it was the coordinator of the event that said something to her.
Well, and that, because again, my thing is this, I am an artist. So if you say, I need you to do this at my friend's retirement party, I'm not going to come in dancing to Shake It Fast.
Right.
Watch yourself. I will, at that moment, I will not be, yes, it would be inappropriate.
Yes.
So I'm hoping that she didn't know where she was, but I don't know how that happens.
Well, the story, as I hear it goes, they asked her or offered her the opportunity to do her music. Now, being as though it was a gospel fest, I am assuming that these individuals, bright individuals, I hope they were, assumed like, okay, this is Kelly Price. For a moment there, we thought she was going to become a gospel singer because that's all she was doing. That's all the appearances that she was making. She talked about Jesus in every other sentence. So we would just assume that she would do one of her pieces or one of her because that was a remix that she did, but she did remix of other gospel songs.
Okay.
And then she she has a song called Tired that talks about being churched out. I'm tired of, well, that would have been more appropriate than
As We Lay.
Promoting sleeping with another woman's man.
Yes,
I just think. But they gave her, carte blanche to do her own music, and they said something to her after the show.
And she said, hit the track.
Hit the track.
And I happened to read a post that she put up where she was kind of upset.
Yes.
She was upset with the venue. And again, I have to backtrack. Like, why not just, I'm sorry.
Yeah, accept that you were wrong.
Yes, if I offended anyone, that was not my intention.
Yes.
And suck it up.
Because there probably was children there, and people who really came there to hear a word and not
the
that
word
word
you gave them. Now they going home and they doing wrong because you done woken something up inside.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, but I don't know if you got that point, but that's the point that she made, the bigotry in the black
she did
church.
Say that.
And that was her defense, the bigotry.
But there is bigotry everywhere.
Yes.
Okay.
She was giving bigotry by showing up doing As We Lay at a gospel fest. That's bigotry.
So I think you flipped the script, Miss Price. So, as we move on from person to person, I just hope my point of view is just that she would have been better off by just apologizing and moving on with her life.
Maybe I shouldn't have did As We Lay. Maybe I shouldn't have did anything from a woman's work.
Hi, I think that we might have a caller on the main streets. Let's talk, caller.
Hi, Gangsta Goddess.
Hello, caller. How are you?
I'm doing absolutely wonderful.
Thank you for calling in today. You have made my day.
I almost fell off my couch, honey. I didn't know about this information about Kelly Price.
Yes. She went to
something's wrong with her. She's inappropriate. She's inappropriate and she's unprofessional.
Now that's what I said. But she got very upset with the church and she felt like that they turned her away and they should have accepted where she was. And I was appalled. Like you did As We Lay, for real.
Isn't As We Lay talking about laying up with somebody else's man?
Yes, it is.
Now, I know the homegirl just went through a divorce. I mean, is she bitter? What's going on?
She said, I'm going to give these church ladies what they looking for. And and if you go to her page, she just goes off on how the Christians are bigots and how you are supposed to be accepted no matter what. And she just really, it wasn't anything apologetic. I'm sorry if I changed the mood. I'm sorry. It wasn't any of that. It was just, I gave y'all As We Lay and y'all should have took it.
Well, my thing is, whatever Christians that she has an argument with, she needs to address those Christians. She should have never accepted that invitation if she was in that space with God, Christians, gospel music. That was just completely. I'm not really surprised because after watching her on that Diva show, I was turned off. I love Kelly Price. I heard you and Nate talking. I love Kelly Price, but that show, just seeing her personality, she's nasty. She's evil. She's bitter. She's unhappy. She's jealous-hearted, and she needs to find salvation.
Well, she showed all of that when she said, I'm going to serve y'all As We Lay. Now, my beautiful caller, we are going to have to go to a quick break. So what you can do, look, when we come back with the next topic, I want you to just dial us up. Can you come talk to me again?
I will come and talk to you again, gangster.
Well, thank you. This is Gangsta Goddess Radio. Sequoia Willis will be right back.
Hey, everybody, check out what you missed on the one and only Be Inspired radio show. So how important is it for you to have an organization like that and having a child of your own? How does that influence your ability to do the Impact organization?
It influences a lot. It's a little bit challenging because a lot of times people will say, oh, like you have to practice what you preach, right? So if I'm telling my daughter and I'm raising her under the impact principles and I'm telling other mothers to do this, I have to do the same thing with my child, which is kind of testy a little bit. But I see a lot of development with her. Her leadership, she's only 4. And when I say she has some awesome leadership qualifications, I mean awesome. It's little things that we can observe with our kids, right?
Right.
For instance, when we take them to the park, she brings out a toy and other people wants to play with them. But she's only child, by the way. She's not going to say, no, you can't play. I'm only play with this person. She takes the leader in the upper road and be like, okay, well, let's all take turns. So everybody get in the line. Okay, now you go first. Okay, now you go first. And she makes herself last. And that's what I want to see. And, that's what I would like to see in all kids. And she's only 4. And when I see those leadership qualifications, of course I have to praise her. Because I'm like, awesome, London, you're being a really good leader. So, it's amazing and it works. I mean, it really works, my child. And I'm not saying she's a perfect child because there's no such thing as a perfect child. But when you instill impact principles into your child and, especially at a young age, and influence their everyday life. Even her teachers are telling me, like, I can see the work that you're doing with her for a single mom. Thank you. Like, they're just thanking me. And that's a blessing as well.
And I think really what it is that our youth just needs that kind of guidance. That's it. Once they have an example, someone that they can follow or someone that they see doing something great or maybe doing something similar, that right there is a catalyst for their success.
Yep, absolutely. And, it also goes with the mom as well. The mom and the dad.
Tune in to Be Inspired every Wednesday live at 7 p.m. right here on Be Exposed Radio.
So just type the job website address here. That's it. Then you enter what job you're looking for there.
Electrician.
This is Peter. Recently, he got help going on the internet for the first time to look for a new job.
Okay, then you just hit search and...
In the past, Peter's gotten work through people he knew, but he heard there were more jobs online.
There we go.
These are all for me?
Uh-huh.
Really?
He had no idea just how many.
I can't believe it. This one looks good.
Peter's thinking the internet might be for him after all.
And this is just one website.
Wow. Why didn't I do this sooner?
See what the internet can help you do at everyoneon.org or call 1-855-387-9166 to find a free training class near you. Brought to you by Connect to Compete and the Ad Council.
Okay, so just type the job website address here. That's it. Then you enter what job you're looking for there.
Electrician.
This is Peter. Recently, he got help going on the internet for the first time to look for a new job.
Okay, then you just hit search and...
In the past, Peter's gotten work through people he knew, but he heard there were more jobs online.
There we go.
These are all for me?
Uh-huh.
Really?
He had no idea just how many.
I can't believe it. This one looks good.
Peter's thinking the internet might be for him after all.
And this is just one website.
Wow. Why didn't I do this sooner?
See what the internet can help you do at everyoneon.org or call 1-855-387-9166 to find a free training class near you. Brought to you by Connect to Compete and the Ad Council.
We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's radio loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
What's going on, everybody in the world and be more? This is not the Arctic Exchange. This is the co-host takeover again, but this time we do.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey everybody, this is Kelly. I'm doing this for a very specific reason. I just got off the stage at the Black Expo in Indianapolis, and I had a very, very disheartening experience. I performed on the gospel stage today. I was asked to perform there. I was asked to do my music, not my gospel music, but my music, which is what I did. And after I got off the stage, the lady who was the MC followed behind me, and she felt it necessary to make some comments that indicated to a degree that I guess my performance was inappropriate. I was on the stage because I was invited. I didn't bombard my way. I didn't run on the stage and decide that I was going to perform because I felt like it. I think this type of ignorance and this type of church bigotry is ridiculous, and it's the reason why people won't come to church, because they run into this kind of thing. I am very, very angry, and I needed to let everybody know this is not right.
And we're back. Hello, world. This is Gangsta Goddess. And what we just hit you with was Kelly Price's response to and I didn't hear an apologetic and nothing. And it's not bigotry to not want as we lay during this church event, and that doesn't have anything to do, because she hitting on, I didn't bombard my way, I didn't. Well, so you were invited to do something, and as an artist, it is definitely your job to know the event that you're doing. Yeah. Like, I know that I'm doing, like I said, this retirement party. I know I'm doing this kid's birthday party, so maybe I should leave my G-string home.
Yeah, it's not quite artsy to show up.
Maybe I should, but there are events where you can bring the G-string. But Kelly, you bought the damn G-string, and it's unacceptable because you was sitting there looking at all them church hats. How about as we lay?
But and what makes me angry with her, she knew before she got there that that's what she was going to do. So you knew where you were coming. You perfected that song for that event. And
she practiced.
She did. She practiced.
As we lay.
Right.
Go
right.
Kelly.
And I want to give her that much kudos and say you prepared it, and not you just showed up and was like, you know what can we do? What do you know? I
got As We Lay. Yeah.
Right.
That's the CD. Put that on. Right. Put that track. Play that track.
And maybe because it wasn't televised, they did not ask her what she was going to perform, or they trusted in her to be professional and appropriate. They didn't say your song was horrible or your talent was horrible, but more so it was the wrong thing. But I just want to know, what point was she making? Like,
yes, like y'all hypocrites. Y'all know y'all laid down. Yeah. Well, maybe they did, but this not the place to know. So Gangsta Goddess Radio believes that it was inappropriate. I believe an apology was definitely in order. And then you move on with your life. You don't try to make that's like making the victim the bad guy. Yeah. Like, they just wanted to come hear some gospel music. Yeah. And you hit them with all that. They just wasn't ready. That's all. And now you can go into the next venue and sing As We Lay and let the whole place out. The people will be excited and they will receive it. And as an artist, I want people to receive what I have to give. Like, you're supposed to shake them up a little bit, but my God, Kelly.
And I would say if she has a song called Tired, I think that would have been more appropriate, because it talks about being tired, of just being you. It speaks on just being tired, tired
I've
of
never
praying,
heard such a song.
Yeah, she has her own production label, so if she did more PR instead of bigotry, promotion.
Because this the most press she got in a long time.
And that
I ain't said Kelly Price's name in years.
Right. When we were talking about it on Tuesday, that's what I told Marty. I said, I think she has an album coming out. She has to. She has to have an album coming out. And because she promotes herself, she's an independent artist, she needs this type of scandal around herself.
Well, scandal it was. So shout out to Kelly Price, As We Lay. Everybody go out there and find somebody. She was just promoting love. That's all. That's what y'all ain't see, the love. So moving on. So we are talking about women and artists. Mm-hmm. And we are blessed right here in Baltimore to have so many gifted women who are using their gifts and not only using it to advance themselves, but to advance their community around them. And that makes me so proud. I'm so proud to be a Baltimorean. So if you have not received, and I'm going to have these people on the show very soon, but if you are not looking out for your local artists, your Christian Bees, your Love the Poets, your Easy Jacksons, well, no, site. Rewind. Easy is not a black woman. I started out with the black woman, and then I went to Easy Jackson. Shout out Easy. He's not a black woman, but he is definitely a musician who is for his community. So we talk about being an artist, and where do you draw the line? Yeah. Like we talked about Fergie earlier. We talked about Kelly Price. When do you decide that I'm all about this? I'm all about my community. I'm going to promote this. I'm going to be a part of that. But the problem is there are a lot of times in this society that those aren't the people that get the radio play.
What I'm taking from what, now explain that to us again. So,
okay.
Are we talking about artists that aren't getting radio play versus artists that are, or?
Well, definitely. Artists who sing with a message. Mm-hmm. They never are the ones that get all the play.
Versus just the entertainment value.
Yes.
And this is us. It's us deciding what is important to be played. Because of course, Kathy Hughes is she right? And I don't want to just harp on her, but she has the biggest radio collection.
She can take some harping.
In this country. She has plenty of stations across the country. And her, just like a lot of other media outlets, they choose to pick the top 10 that are doing the best, that will represent and get the people to listen. But like they used to do in radio, they still would do that, but they would sandwich it with local artists.
It would be some balance.
Right.
It would definitely be some
If you go to
balance.
Atlanta, you're definitely not going to hear Beyonce. Mm. You're going to hear artists from Atlanta, and they're not necessarily ones that are, underground, but it's going to be saturated on their radio stations with Atlanta artists.
Well, it's completely different here.
Everywhere. Right.
And what do you do to, a friend of mine suggested boycotting. Is that me? Is that the president? Is that my Obama phone? Oh my goodness. Yes.
Is it never calling?
Oh, okay. Engineer, are we okay? Thank you for your time.
Somebody may be calling.
So what's happening is a friend of mine was talking about boycotting 92Q. Boycotting Radio 1. But then where do we find the balance? And that's a real hard one to do because they want to make money, and I know why they're here, but I can't have Kathy Hughes keep coming on with these bum ass short informational pro-black session, and next we cut to smack that hoe, give us some lean. But let's all
understand
drink down.
Who keeps 92Q going? It's a teen to early mid-20s that keeps that station going. And I'm sad to say, my teens to my early 20s, as much as I knew, I still didn't know what I was supposed to know or what I know now. Mm-hmm. So they're representing that age group with a couple elders that think they're still in that age group. But that's who keeps that station going. The downtown locker room radio stations, all of these online. What's keeping them going is that tween to teen to early 20s, mid-20s range of individuals. So we can't expect for 92Q to grow up when their listeners aren't grown or they're just becoming adults.
They are. Don't look at me like that. I was giving a little sexy. Oh, look. I was giving a little something. Okay. So we are talking about music, people in music. This has been a really music show. But our next topic on the list, let me tell y'all something. Did anybody get a chance to read KRS-One's response to and I want to get his name correct. He was molesting the children. You know who I'm talking about on these mean streets? Let me give you his name for real. And KRS basically put out a that no one should say anything to him.
Oh, you speaking on African Bambaataa?
Bam, Bambaataa. That's what it is. Okay.
The young man, well, he's a grown man now. His name is Savage.
Okay, that was
the one who came out and said something. But there's supposedly, allegedly, other people who have not said anything.
Well, KRS-One is telling us that that has nothing to do with him. If we don't stand by him, we don't stand by hip hop. And I had to throw up a little bit that in 2016 there can be a grown black man who would say something like this out of his mouth.
Now, and you have a son, you have a brother, you have a lot of male cousins.
I do. I have. How you know? It's like, you know about me.
But I'm just saying, as a young man and I just recently got the courage to say it out loud, but a young man who had been molested. This speaks to the reason why a lot of black men, I can't speak for any other culture because I've only been black, a lot of black men harbor so much pent-up aggression on the inside is because of statements like that. Because had that been a young black woman that African Bambaataa had molested and raped, it would have been kill him, shoot him, put him down to death. But because we just went through this with Bill Cosby and that whole string of women. But because it was a male that spoke up, oh, that's some gay shit. Boy, suck it up. You know you liked it. Keep it moving. And the young man Savage is a grown, late 40-some-year-old man now who is, you can tell by the interviews that he does, he's tortured because it happened for so long in his life and nobody believed him. And then he kept it inside for so long. And when he did come out, he was basically laughed at. You know, and his sexuality was questioned, not the man who did this
who
to
actually
him.
Did
right,
it.
Because he was a child when this happened to him. And, kind of a mentee of African Bambaataa. I think you have a phone call.
I have a phone call. Hello, caller. This is Gangsta Goddess.
This is a good show, Gangsta. I had to call back for real. First of all,
I'm back.
Yes,
I'm back because I didn't even know that KRS-One made any comments behind the African Bambaataa thing. And if I was KRS-One, because this KRS-One has spit a lot of knowledge to the people. I cannot believe that. Did you say that he said that we should just leave him alone?
Yes, and that if to condemn him, see, it was those two. You might as well. You don't care about hip hop.
Yeah.
No, they got nothing to do with hip hop.
Nothing to do with his status in hip hop, and we should all just respect him for that. Basically, were his comments on the matter.
What if African Bambaataa did do this? And I think that that's what KRS-One should have started at, because we don't know. I heard what Nate was saying. There is definitely a stigma when it comes to little boys and telling. It's very hard for children to tell, period. But boys who turn into men, they usually they feel a certain way and they don't want to talk about it. I think sometimes they feel like it may strip away their manhood or make them feel less than, because men are taught to be these strong individuals. So I think that because there were several people that did come out, and I think the first one, I think Nick said his name, he wrote a book and talked about this. But he did this as a grown man, and that's probably when he felt strong enough and courageous enough to actually speak about these events. And because I don't know, I think the statute of limitations, I think I was reading something about how people were trying to change laws in New York, had passed.
The young man Savage, the young man that came out, is the young man that's kind of spearheading it in New York. The young man Savage.
So right now, we can't get a clear-cut answer because they can't try African Bambaataa. But all I know is that I got my side eye on the brother, and I don't know why, but I really do believe the guy who said that he was molested. Mm-hmm. I do, but we can't prove it. And I think that KRS-One is African Bambaataa is not hip hop. If he indulged in that act, that is not a representation of hip hop. That's a representation of a sick mind.
Mm-hmm. A very sick mind, and we are watching this unfold. And it's not just him; other victims are out there. And for you,
look at Eddie Long. Eddie Long, come on now.
Eddie Long.
We talked about Eddie Long's stroke. Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
But people laugh at the young men that come up. The young man years ago that shot the pastor here in Baltimore.
Yes.
Who they laughed at him because they saw his mental disorder or his mental decay as a joke and not something that this man did to him. And his reaction to that was, I'm going to kill you.
So again, the victim becomes
re-victimized.
Yes,
basically.
Again and again and again. So it is crazy, but I was so surprised that he took a stance basically of protection. I'm going to protect this man. He did not you should still respect him as opposed to checking him. And that's the problem. The men's are not checking the men's, and we got a dilemma. I love the way you call right at the break time, but it is time for another break. When we come back, if you got something to say, call me anytime. This is Gangsta Goddess Radio on BeExposedRadio.com. Love you, Sequoia.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You're struggling with your mortgage. You think about it. You don't do anything but think about it.
What are we going to do if we lose the house? Where are we going to go?
At work.
I can't let anybody find out. I'm so embarrassed.
At dinner.
How can I tell the kids? It's going to wreck their lives.
And at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get through this. What's going to happen to us?
It's time to stop thinking. It's time to start dialing. Call 1-888-995-HOPE for a free government program that offers expert one-on-one advice about your mortgage options.
I'm all alone.
No, you're not. We've helped over 1 million homeowners, and we want to help you. And now there are more ways to help. Call 1-888-995-HOPE or visit makinghomeaffordable.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Treasury, HUD, and the Ad Council.
We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's Radio Loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
I
Hello, world. Welcome back. This is Gangsta Goddess Radio. You are here live in full effect with Tracie Jiggets, the mother of truth, your thug unicorn, your magical Negro, the Gangsta Goddess. And we are here on BeExposedRadio.com. I just want to shout out Sequoia Willis. Woo, you get all the snaps, honey, because you were calling in, dropping all the knowledge, and I appreciate you. I want to thank Nate, because he always got something to say. No, Nate, don't give him all that. Don't give him all that. Oh, okay. And I actually have a superstar in the studio right now.
Let your soul glow.
Feel it. Oh, so can I get a he is going to leave out. Don't you leave out.
Let it shine. Ooh, yeah.
We are here, and that was Monty of Talk Lately, but his hair is giving me bouncing and behaving, honey. And when that happens, I can only get excited because, I keep mine real short. And people always, why your hair short? Damn it, because it's hot. It's hot. I don't have time. I don't. Like, I'm trying to raise a toddler, and when he get up, time is of the essence. So I don't really have time to bump and curl, to twist and shout. Y'all can have all that. I'm going to the barbershop on Thursday. Barber hooked me up. I just stepped up into a part because I wasn't getting no part. I got me a little part. So Black women, do what you do what feels good. I know for many years I lived under, if I don't have this hair in my head, if I don't have this weave, if I don't have this wig on, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I realized after I cut my hair, like, what? Get out my face. Like, I do what feels good, and that in itself is so empowering. Even as far as what you wear, when you do what feels good, it's like a breath of fresh air. So I gave you Fergie, I gave you Kelly Price, I gave you a little bit of KRS-One and African Bombada, because Nate actually had the quote, and what he said was he doesn't care about the allegations against him because he is hip hop. I didn't know hip hop was a cult. Like, you had to, like, once you, I had no idea, but I am learning.
Though. It's selective, but if something over here isn't right, I can bash Jordan for what he's doing, but let's not touch African Bombada because he is the father of hip hop.
Well, look here, Daddy, you did wrong, and fathers got to fall. Yes. Like, no, you have to be willing, and that is a problem in our community, to the point where I get angry if I'm on the mean streets and there's some old men and let a young girl walk past and you immediately see their whole disposition. They just like grow, what you call them, horns or something. They just turn into, and I'm the one that will be like, she is a baby. Yeah. Get your life together. Now, I've never been on corners where this has happened to a young man, but I would be the same way. Like, he is like, get your life together. And people have to be willing to stand up, because I tell you what, somebody knew what he was doing. Before this.
Well, his security guards and several other people that worked on the team have come out and shared that not only Ronald Savage, but there were other young men that he would call in that were young hip hop artists in the New York area that he would call in and have them in his room, and instead of having separate suites, they were all being
all come to a damn sleepover.
Yep. So there have been people who have already spoke up on Ronald Savage's behalf and some of the other young men, but Ronald Savage is the only one who came out and spoke up and said something.
Well, to that, I say shame on you, because in the same situation, when we talk about the cops, there is no good, bad. There are people who do things and the people who do nothing about it. Like, they don't stand up. They don't say, hey, brother, I think that's wrong.
But you don't normally, like you just made a point, you don't normally see it when they do it to young men. You don't normally see it because they not going to show people that that's what they're doing. They do it in the dark. They do it in situations where they are the mentor, or they have some type of authority, or just late at night. That's when you see it, when nobody is watching. That's when it happens.
Yo, I am going in the locker room with Truth. I don't care what he play. They're going to be like, yo, your mother got no, not this one.
But see, and it is a balance, because that doing that to a child cripples them.
Yes.
That still cripples them, and it does something to them, because then what happens when, God forbid, you leave? What then does he do? You know, what when you can't be there? He doesn't know how to navigate that if you're not there to say something.
And that's something that needs to be taught.
Mm-hmm.
And where do you find that? That they definitely are not talking about it in schools. Mm-hmm. How do we, because I went to sex ed and I ain't learned nothing.
No.
I could have taught the teacher. Like, what are you doing? This is terrible information.
About the interaction and more about how the parts work. So now I know how my penis works now.
But
I know what happens. The blood fills up the veins.
Is that what happens?
Yeah.
Like is that what that is?
I don't know. Get enthralled with blood, and
so that's a lot. I'm sorry, listeners.
That's what you learned.
The views expressed by Nate Kauser are not the views of Gangsta Goddess Radio.
You gotta be comfortable with it.
But no, it is. But you don't have a class on, even as women, we don't have a class on just protecting yourself and knowing what to say. When I do my personal development classes with my young people, my first thing to them is that no is a sentence all by itself. Mm-hmm. Like once you say no, please don't feel like you have to explain yourself or you have to go. Yes. And that goes for everything, whether it's sex, whether it's drugs. No. Yeah. Like you don't have to no because I want to be somebody in life and y'all are going no. You don't have to do none of that. Just no as a sentence. But people need to be told that. People need to be told how to protect themselves. Mm-hmm. And you have men and women who grow up and were not protected or were not able to protect themselves. Mm-hmm. And they become angry, the predators, the bitter, all of these things, but it all stemmed from somewhere. So we have to find a way to bring that healing and that awareness of what's going on, because people are being taken advantage of daily. It's happening. So how do you stop that? So I'm very excited about my program, Gangsta Goddess Boot Camp, where we work with young women in the community and we teach personal development. We teach things like protecting yourself and knowing, growing, that we all have that sixth sense that inside of us, but we don't learn. We're never taught to listen to it. Because I've done so many things that I knew felt absolutely wrong the whole time I was doing it. But not having enough faith in that sense to make it happen. So that is my word for today. Again, our hour is up. It goes so quickly. But this is Gangsta Goddess Radio on BeExposedRadio.com. We'll see you next week, live and in full effect. Love you here.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really